When Lady Colin Campbell speaks, the British establishment listens, sometimes with raised eyebrows, but always with attention. Known for her fearless tongue and unflinching assessments of royal affairs, Lady C has once again turned her sharp gaze toward Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. And this time, her comments cut straight to the heart of what many observers have quietly suspected. Meghan Markle is not just the driving force of the Sussex operation, she's the manner of the relationship. That statement, controversial as it may sound, wasn't merely meant to shock. Lady Colin Campbell wasn't indulging in gossip, she was diagnosing a power imbalance that has been playing out for years, right under the world's nose. In her analysis, Harry appears increasingly like a man who has ceded authority, identity, and even a sense of royal dignity to a partner who thrives on control. Meghan, meanwhile, has stepped into a role that overshadows Harry at every turn, not through quiet support, but through active domination. Lady Colin's point is piercing because it exposes the foundation of the Sussex dynamic. Meghan is not simply a strong woman married to a prince, she has assumed the strategic, commanding role in the partnership, while Harry has become the supporting act in his own story. It's a reversal of roles that would be intriguing if it weren't so glaringly unbalanced. Meghan leads the charge, Harry follows. Meghan frames the narrative, Harry echoes it. Meghan charts their course, Harry is the passenger on a ship that used to bear his royal crest but now flies her personal banner. Lady Colin Campbell didn't mince words. She characterized Meghan as the figure who wears the trousers in the relationship, a phrase that has echoed through aristocratic circles for generations to describe households where power has clearly shifted. In her view, Meghan has not only seized the decision-making reins but has also molded Harry's public persona into something unrecognizable from the loyal, if sometimes troubled, prince he once was. For years, royal insiders and commentators have tiptoed around this dynamic, dressing it up as modern partnership or progressive equality. But Lady Colin has no patience for euphemisms. What she sees is a prince who has surrendered his natural position of leadership within his marriage, his family, and even his public role. Meghan, on the other hand, has taken full advantage of this vacuum, positioning herself not just as his partner but as the unquestioned leader of their shared enterprise. The consequences of this are profound. Meghan's ambition is not in itself the issue, ambition can be admirable. But Lady Colin Campbell points out that Meghan's ambitions are pursued with a kind of ruthless single-mindedness that leaves little room for Harry's own voice. His role has become increasingly performative, presenting a united front, repeating talking points, lending the royal title to causes that seem to serve Meghan's broader branding agenda. Harry once represented continuity, tradition, and a certain kind of understated strength. Today, he appears more like a figure mold to fit Meghan's script. Lady Colin's criticism isn't about gender roles, it's about influence, power, and control. In her view, Meghan's dominance has hollowed out Harry's independence. He's not just influenced by his wife, he's consumed by her. One of the most stinging aspects of Lady Colin Campbell's remarks is her suggestion that Meghan views the relationship through a strategic, almost corporate lens. She is, in Lady CS assessment, the architect of their public persona, the CEO of Sussex Incorporated, while Harry has been relegated to the role of a compliant deputy. It's a damning image, the once proud prince now effectively taking instructions from a woman determined to bend every situation to her will. This dynamic might have remained a private marital quirk if it hadn't spilled over into their public lives with such intensity. Lady Colin argues that Meghan's dominant role is not merely personal but ideological. She has led their exodus from the royal family, shaped their public grievances, crafted their media deals, and directed the tone of their endless self-promotion. Harry has been the willing, if occasionally uncomfortable, face of her ambitions, lending her schemes a royal sheen that she could never have generated alone. It is this imbalance that Lady Colin Campbell finds so troubling. Meghan is not just influencing Harry, she's overshadowing him. Every public appearance, every business deal, every controversial statement bears her imprint. Harry, meanwhile, increasingly resembles a figure who has traded his royal heritage for a supporting role in his wife's relentless ascent. Lady Colin Campbell's criticism goes further than pointing out dominance. She implies that this power dynamic has undermined the natural balance that once defined Harry. She portrays a man who has become dependent, emotionally and strategically, on a partner who views the world through a lens of self-advancement. Meghan's dominance, in Lady C.'s telling, is not nurturing but consuming. She doesn't build him up, she uses him as the foundation for her own platform. And perhaps the sharpest edge of Lady Colin's critique lies in her assertion that Meghan's control is not accidental. She suggests Meghan deliberately sought a partner she could direct, shape, and ultimately elevate herself through. Harry, with his emotional vulnerabilities and disillusionment with royal life, provided the perfect canvas. Meghan provided the paint and the brush.